AMC stock is trading in the green by about 0.5% today. Some things are happening with the data, and we did get some updates from the Bank of Japan overnight, in which I want to talk about here in this video. But let's start off with this article from Reuters. This says bearish traders swarm AMC options as stock conversion plan faces doubt. If you guys haven't watched these videos, then you might be a little curious to what's going on and my stance on this. And to be quite honest, it looks like there's no thought of risk management or hedging risk, and that's a dangerous situation for the short. So we're going to get into everything you need to know on AMC. We're going to look at the Ortex data, Stonko tracker data, and much more. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comments section. If you guys also want to come trade with us live in real time, link down below in the description of this video as well. So first and foremost, bearish traders swarm AMC options as stock conversion plan faces doubts. We've seen what happened last Friday and this Monday. AMC stock rallied, and ever since then, I've been calling this out. There has been just bearish bet after bearish bet after bearish bet placed on AMC. You were at records for the amount of bearish bets on AMC based on, one metric you could look at is the put to call ratio. The other metric you could look at is just the overall short position is at the highest level it's ever been at. Now, Reuters says shares of AMC Entertainment have been hit by a wave of bearish option bets amid uncertainty over the company's stock conversion plan. The 1-month moving average of open puts versus call options on AMC hit 1.7 to 1 on Thursday, the most bearish the measure has been at in at least 4 years. Trade alert data showed puts convey the right to sell shares at a fixed price in the future, while calls offer the right to buy shares. And again, look at this same chart we've been looking at on Ortex. I mean, you're way more bearish now than you were even in January and June of 2021 when AMC stock was much higher than it is now. That just doesn't make sense to me, and it shouldn't make sense to you. AMC's a lot lower, and there's a lot less potential profits you could squeeze out even of these bearish bets. Now, Reuters says at issue is the company's effort to convert its preferred class of shares, which trade on the New York Stock Exchange under the symbol APE, into its common stock. The debt-laden AMC raised capital last year by creating preferred shares, which trade at a discount to the common stock. While the common shares finished Thursday at $4.52, the APE preferred shares ended the session at $1.86. Once AMC is able to convert the preferred shares, the two share classes are expected to merge. Should that happen, traders expect the price of the common stock to fall while the APE shares rise in value. The company's efforts to convert the shares ran into trouble after shareholders sued it in February, alleging AMC rigged a vote to approve the conversion. AMC did not immediately respond for a request for comment on Thursday. A judge last week blocked a proposed settlement that would have allowed AMC to proceed with the conversion, which the company said it needs to raise cash and avoid bankruptcy. The move set AMC shares higher, disappointing bearish traders who are expecting news of a conversion to tank the price. Still, options traders appear to be powering on with their bearish wagers, in effect betting the conversion will eventually go through. Quote, if the deal does go through, it is reasonable to expect the gap to close, and also reasonable to assume that it would close by AMC falling while APEs rise, said Steve Sosnick, chief strategist at Interactive Brokers. Interactive Brokers, of course, Interactive Brokers is heavily skewed towards hedge funds and institutions, so it makes sense why, he's going on the record to say that. And this is the gap between APE and AMC. It was a lot larger, and it has been narrowing over time. It says, with about 30% of AMC's free float already sold short, according to data from Ortex, investors hoping to bet against its shares would face steep costs for borrowing them. As a result, some traders may be making their bearish bets in the options market instead. The short borrow rates are high, which may mean that puts are the best way to get downside hedge exposure, founder of options analytics service Spot Gamma said, who noted that there may be additional reasons for the bearish bets, including traders looking to take advantage of the stock's heightened volatility. Analysts also pointed to the company's precarious financial state as a reason for the bearish positioning. AMC has warned it is burning cash at an unsustainable rate and said there would be an increased risk of the company running out of cash in 2024 or 2025 if it wasn't able to raise capital. Quote, the situation is typically considered unfavorable for a company's future stock performance, said Garen D. Simone, head of quantitative research at Option Metrics. On Thursday, AMC shares finished down 10%, while APE shares rose 6%. The stock is down nearly 90% from its 2021 high. Now, I think there's things that are important to point out here, right? I was not always in the camp that this conversion getting denied from the judge was going to be a positive. Hindsight's 2020, things happen, and that did end up a positive, at least in the short term so far, for AMC share price. And you can see AMC stock's up about 1% today. You've closed the gap fill that you've seen on Monday, but you're still higher than where you were at the lower, $4.20-ish cent range for most of last week. So you're still holding some gains here, and the initial reaction was bullish as a lot of your hedge funds and institutions kind of rushed to cover on some of their short positions. We just got the exchange reported short interest data. It looks like the shorts might have covered a little bit on Monday, but then they flooded right back into the same short positions. Like the short interest now is at the highest level it has been at throughout this entire cycle so far at 29.5%, almost approaching 30%. Just this week alone, you've seen an additional over 2 million shares get sold short in AMC. Now, I also think this is kind of like a win-win because on one hand, if the conversion gets denied from the courts, well, that's bullish because a lot of people are betting that it will get approved. And subsequently, you should see shorts start to cover on some of those short positions. But at the same time, if AMC does this conversion, maybe it's a temporary hit to the stock. AMC is going to raise billions and billions of dollars of capital. So I think after that reverse split, after AMC does actually raise this money, that bankruptcy risk is taken off the table. Okay? So I think AMC, the management team, is being a lot more dramatic about essentially going bankrupt, right? They have undrawn credit lines that they have not drawn on. They have still $600+ million in the bank. I think they're being a little dramatic in their statement, their open letter that they put out, and I think that has fueled a lot of people to take these bearish bets because they're saying to themselves, hey, if AMC if this conversion gets blocked, well, that's bad for our short position, but at the same time, eventually AMC is just going to go bankrupt without it. That's good for our short position. So there is still an outlet for the shorts to win, even if the conversion does not happen. And Adam Aaron said in the open letter, which I don't necessarily agree with this, but it could be true. The best way to potentially crush the shorts once and for all, to get a major short squeeze, something along the lines of a MOAS, would be raising so much capital, the company's not going to go bankrupt, potentially ever, or for a very long time. That would be a big blow to the hedge funds and institutions that are currently short in AMC. I could agree with that. So a couple different things here. I think either which way you put it, it's a bullish outcome for AMC. It could take a little bit longer if the reverse split does go through and AMC is able to raise capital. But as of right now, it doesn't look like that's going through. Or at the bare minimum, you're going to see a much larger settlement, and that's going to offset some of that dilution. Now, if we take a look at the option activity here on the day so far, you're getting some very large trades coming in. You've seen 8 orders totaling $3.5 million with a positive order value of 0%. So you're at 30% short interest, but you're also seeing these massive bearish options. And this is putting a lot of downside pressure on AMC stock. You're seeing shorts taking on short positions. You're seeing the market makers shorting AMC because they have to, because of all of these puts, right? They have to short AMC. It doesn't even matter if they want to or not. they have to. So there is all of that. I'm still waiting for a lot of these 13F filings to come out. We need to see, Citadel and some of the other big names. I want to see how they are positioning in their AMC positions as of right now. But you're really seeing these filings come far and few in between, and they're pretty slow to actually be getting filed this time around. So we'll see ultimately when these do come out. I'll keep you informed. Now, as far as the broader markets here, you did get some data that came out this morning. So let's go ahead and refresh this page from Trading Economics. Make sure we're on the right day here. It says core PC price index came in at 0.2%. You were expecting 0.2%. Personal spending came in a little hot at 0.5%. That's actually good as inflation is falling. That's kind of showing you, hey, people are spending money. The recession, it maybe doesn't come if people keep spending money the way they are. Personal income came in below expectations at 0.3%. You were expecting 0.5%. That's good for that wage price inflation argument. Employment cost index came in at 1%. You were expecting 1.1%. PC price index month over month came in at 0.2%. PC price index year over year came in at 3%. That was perfectly in line with expectations. And the Michigan Consumer Sentiment Survey came in a little bit weaker at 71.6 compared to 72.6, about 1 point weaker than what we had seen previously, but that's still way higher than last month's Michigan Consumer Sentiment Survey that came in at 64.4. So you jumped, 7 points essentially on the survey from last month to this month, from June to July. So some positive data that came out this morning that is definitely helping the broader markets. Now, if we look at the Stocko Tracker data, really what you need to know is there's obviously a lot of option activity basically on every single strike, but the weeks that don't have a lot of option activity or less option activity, you can expect to be a little bit more volatile. So next week's going to be one of those weeks. You still do have a high amount of option activity compared to maybe some of your normal stocks. And then even August 11th, that's the week where you could see some bigger moves in AMC as well. Next week, you're looking at calls in the money at 21,000, calls out the money at 123,000, puts in the money at 34,000, puts out the money at about 200,000. And then August 11th, you got like 30,000 calls on the option chain total and 120,000 give or take options on the put side. So lots of puts relative to calls, but overall pretty low numbers. If you do see a move in AMC and you do see market makers needing to go in and kind of hedge out fresh positions and some of those weekly options getting placed, that can create a lot of that volatility. Now, a quick look at the technicals. It looks like yesterday you started this bottoming formation, as I kind of pointed out, and this is around $4.50 per share. You want to see and make sure we hold above $4.50. If you don't, well, that's a problem. It looks like we're going to, and then we can start to make our way back higher again. I really think we need more clarity from the courts on this situation because the courts just wouldn't approve the settlement the way that it was written, meaning that maybe AMC has to offer something larger, something that is more fair and more considerate to shareholders considering the dilution that we're potentially going to face. So that means we'll get some kind of revised proposal here shortly. Now the RSI is at 49, like right at neutral, and the MACD is in positive territory still. It says 0.047. So you're still in positive territory. The yellow line is above the blue line. It's been that way for a while. It is starting to curl down. So you just want to see if we bottom out and can actually start to make our way higher. Then you'll probably see the MACD curl back up again and remain in positive territory. So that is basically what I got for you. The Bank of Japan indeed did tweak their policy. So they are now going to let interest rates kind of fluctuate up or down about 50 basis points. So this could draw some money out of our markets and send it into the Japanese market. It could also be good for the Japanese stock market. So, depending on how, I guess, people are feeling about Japan or or America or what's going on down the line that can, have a push and pull effect on the markets. But this is why the markets sold off yesterday. And markets are up today because inflation came in good. That's basically the bottom line. So that is going to be it for this video. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. Again, if you want to come trade with us live in real time every single day, link down below in the description of this video. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.